Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Lineage Break, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am your host, Cam. With me, as always, is my rock, Steve.
Hi, guys.
With us, not as always, but rejoining us for the, I don't know, the third time or something, is middle guy, Trent.
Middle guy.
Hey, Trent.
What's up?
Guy in the middle.
Yeah, middle guy is my favorite new joke. I'm a big fan.
That's definitely a good
I'm
one.
a big fan of middle guy. We're gonna start, those like the more you know font, right? Where it looks, it's like word art and it just like pops up on the screen. I'm just gonna say middle guy. I won't, because that would require me to edit it in. But welcome back to the show, everybody. We hope you're doing well. We I don't know. I always try to address people like they're watching this in somewhat real time, but like God knows I haven't been editing anything in a real fashion. So like, you see this 12 weeks after we record it. But welcome back to the show. We're happy to be here. We're happy to have you here. We're here to talk about some Grand Archive stuff. But how are you boys doing? How you been?
Doing all right. Can't complain.
Doing pretty well. I wasn't here the other week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed you when you were here.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen you in like a month.
That's true.
Seriously.
Because like you were sick for a bit, and then I was out, and like.
Yeah, Trent mentioned that last week. He's like, I haven't seen Steve in like a month. I wasn't even sure that you two were different people. Never see you in the same room. You know?
We when we are in the same room, it's just because I'm moving so fast. I split into a second person.
Sure.
Like the Flash.
But yeah, so how have you
What was that?
Wow. I just had a stroke.
Yeah.
Somebody call an ambulance. What have you boys been playing in Grand Archive is what I was gonna ask, but that just like wasn't even a sentence.
Playing Grand Archive?
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh, wild.
We play it sometimes. Steve didn't come to locals last week. He's getting blown up.
Oh,
He was watching dogs or something.
Yeah. Life gets busy.
Yeah.
It's
true.
tough.
Yeah.
Been playing a lot of Water Sander lately,
Sure.
especially since the new change to the champion wake up.
Yeah, to the monster. The new change to the boogeyman.
Turns out
it's pretty good.
Lorraine's still pretty good.
Yeah, well,
that's true.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, dude on board still wins games.
Yeah. It's tough.
We're tough out here. I lost the game to Sylvie the other week.
That is tough. It wasn't this guy? Was it somebody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now
This
I'm
guy
on,
sucks.
I'm on Alan right now,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
not Sylvie.
Whatever.
I mean,
it's the same
I want to be
difference,
fair. Camera, friends, audience.
Mm.
I didn't lose the match. Just a game.
Oh, okay. You were scaring me. I was like, oh, man.
No.
When you know somebody's hit
Sometimes-
rock bottom, you're like, lost a match to Sylvie this
you
week.
draw 15 Luxem cards and they get blue slime online and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So yeah, sometimes you lose a game, not a match. Not a match.
Not a match.
Not a match.
Yeah, no, Arima's really good in that matchup.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Sylvie.
It's
just-
really rough.
You just
a
have
big
to deal
dude.
with it
Yeah.
every turn.
There's
so it eats up to
nothing.
your-
Yeah, there's literally nothing you can do to stop that.
Yeah.
You just have to hope that you have 10 cards and 2 of them
Or
are
Lightweaver's
Lightweaver's Assault. Yep, I blanked on that card.
Yeah, whatever.
It's fine. It's early.
We're out of our element today. There's like torrential downpours outside. So,
Yeah.
it's a
wild
whole
time.
thing.
Yeah.
We're going to lose power halfway through the episode. That's I was telling Steve that makes good TV. So we're at least going to fake that we lose
I
power
was gonna
midway
say,
through the episode,
good reason
through the
to save
power of editing. Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of slow lately in the Grand Archive world, especially here because everybody's sort of waiting for FTC.
Yeah, I feel like it's rough, especially in our play group local scene, because most of us have been playing for months.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like most of us who didn't just start the game when the game launched
Right.
have been playing with these cards for so long, and everything's kind of starting to get stale.
And by most of us, you do just
I mean
you
Cam,
and I.
by most of us, I mean Cam and myself.
Right.
But like, and it's not like a bad thing, right? But it's just like
Yeah.
after 6 months of a card game, like
Yeah, I need some new juice.
I need some new toys, and I think that's a good place to mention what we're going to be talking about today. And What are you excited for, Cam? What deck are you brewing right now for FTC?
Yeah, so we figured we would sit down, talk a little bit about like FTC predictions and stuff that we're excited for. Like Steve and I have done that like a little bit, like throughout spoiler videos, like in passing. Oh, this will be good in whatever cursed pile of shit we're brewing up. But I figure it's a very important thing that Silidar said. I don't know if you boys saw it, but it's maybe my favorite thing that he's ever said, because I'm a simp. We all know that.
Is it Lineage break isn't real anymore?
No, I didn't like that.
Because that is my favorite thing he's ever said. Thank you for after we've branded ourselves. Thank you.
But he made a post last week in the Discord. It was just like nobody even addressed him. He just like boasted in the middle of a conversation, and he said, "You guys aren't cooking. You're just looking at the menu." So I figured today we would sit down and just look at the FTC menu just a little bit, and see what we're excited about. Obviously, we're not big enough brain to figure out whatever the fuck he's thinks we're supposed to be brewing up. But,
honestly, I don't think he knows what he's cooking either.
It's always so tough. Like the man is always on the line between I can't tell if he's serious or if he's absolutely trolling, and it's always somewhere in the middle. I think.
He came in. He just said, "Best deck hasn't been found yet." And I went into DMs with Mark, and we were just sitting there trying to think of everything that hasn't
surely
been
trolling,
tested.
I think.
It's got to be.
He's trolling, or like Sylvie's secret busted. Like that's it, right? Like,
well, yeah. I
mean, I think Sylvie is secret busted.
I think so too.
Not even secret.
You're smoking crack. I think you're smoking crack.
You're telling me that all of the stuff we've seen for Tamer, that you don't think that deck is going to be good?
Oh no, I think he's referring to Dawn of Ashes.
Yeah, no way.
I think Sil was referring to the best deck in DOA hasn't been found, and God knows if I know what it is.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. If you meant FTC, then that's totally reasonable. We haven't found anything. Like nobody's.
Well, I mean, with Gaia's Blessing, you have like Future Sight, which is a lot of card advantage. If you don't, Future Sight's a card from Magic, by the way, that you can play cards off the top of your library.
I'm just saying.
There's no way to avoid it.
I know.
It happens every week. You guys play Magic?
I'm just saying, like, though, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck getting to 3 against a Lorraine deck who is going to be 3 on turn 3. Because they're going to level up, and then they're going to drop D guy, and then draw 15 cards in the same turn.
D's good.
That said, I think that FTC brings a lot more to the table as far as Tamer stuff. So I'm excited to talk about that today.
You're excited about Tamer?
I'm excited to talk about Tamer.
That's
today.
crazy. Yeah. I'm blown away.
We're good. I'm not dying.
Not yet.
It's dusty in this closet.
In the secret closet.
Well, we haven't been back here, kicking up a lot of dust.
That's true. I was thinking. I was talking to you about it. We won't waste the podcast people's time, but I want to turn the podcast mobile. So that we can move it around. So. Next time there's torrential downpours, we'll shoot the podcast outside in the rain, and then we don't have to worry about the dust anymore.
Yeah. Or the equipment.
Can we all just? Never mind. I'll pass on that.
No, go ahead.
No.
Okay.
Intrusive thoughts,
All right. So, referring to FTC, unless we want to, talk about anything else. Trent, you want to talk about how much you love Grey Wolf Doodles?
Oh, they're so good. The SP1 box toppers, those are amazing.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh. Trained Hawk is really good.
Trained Hawk is
really like
real
Trained
cursed. Yeah, it's Embertail, Squirrel, Grey Wolf, Trained Hawk, and is there one
Trusty
more?
Steed?
Trusty Steed.
The leg out is so good.
Yeah, we know Sil drew those for sure.
100%.
Those are hilarious.
Yeah, we talked about, like, Steve and I on the last episode, we talked like about FTC coming out, or the SP1 coming out, and how depressed and sad we are. But other than that, I didn't even know that these were in there until like.
Do we even actually ever have to talk about how depressed and sad we are? Because I think they know about this.
Yeah, we're depressed and sad. Hello, it is I, depression. But yeah, I didn't even realize that there was box toppers in there. And it makes me even more excited to buy them. And they're legal cards.
Yeah,
you can legally run those.
I'm absolutely gonna.
Yeah,
buy those.
surely.
Like 100%.
So cursed. They're like really cheap too. Like everybody's selling them like $2 pop because of course Tamer's terrible and nobody wants them.
Well, hey.
Yeah, and then when 15 years from now, when Trusty Steed is the most broken card,
it's right now.
4 of them
actually,
off the top of the library.
Trusty Steed is the most broken card right now.
Yeah.
What is he? He's a 2/4.
He's a 2/2, isn't he?
I thought he was a 2/4, and he gives like
Is he?
+2 power to something when he comes
takes
in.
4 and he's a 2/2 that gives +2 power, I think.
Maybe he's a 4/2 then. Worth of stats.
I think it might
We
even
know
say,
this
it might
game,
even
guys.
Say other.
Yeah, I think it is other. That is actually true. I just mean he's a 4/2 worth of stats.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, sure, that's what you meant.
So, like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so who wants to start? Steve, you're over there. You're the farthest away from me.
I am the farthest.
You've been
away from you.
nominated.
Oh, I'm starting. All right. I'm excited for Wind Assassin.
1-3.
It's a 1/3.
It's a 1. We were all
I was
wrong.
close.
We don't know how to play this game or read.
That holds true.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to try out Wind Assassin. I think with a lot of what we've seen in FTC, plus a lot of the cards that exist now, I feel like it's finally going to be a playable deck instead of just being like a meme.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think with Parsonet especially being in there, you can just blank their attacks on your allies, and it's like, that's incredible.
Right.
That's going to be very good.
Yeah, it's like Parsonet and like Korhazi Outlook is really good too.
Yeah. And then, you get your like broker and stuff again, and
Yeah, I think
keep your critical one
Bushwhack Bandit. Yeah,
makes it good with Parsonet. So like, we're cooking over here. We're cooking.
right. Yeah, I think it's obviously in current year of our Lord Dawn of Ashes, like wind humans are like a really strong archetype, and I think it's cool that I think there is some real merit to playing that sort of wind human strategy, but in assassin instead of warrior. The only thing that you really lose is like you lose the cost reduction effect on Phalanx Captain. But that's not like the end of the world. You like probably still play that card.
Yeah, you probably instead of playing the 4 of, you play the 2 of, right? And
Yeah.
then like, you still get like tactician, sergeant, lieutenant.
Yeah, tactful sergeant.
Tactful sergeant, that's the one.
Yeah.
So like you still get all that effect, and I think there's like a lot of really cool like things you can do with assassin and with the preparation counters and certain of the cards and stuff.
Thieving cut. Broken.
Cut, right? Like just a lot of like really just value plays that you can make.
Sure. Yeah, and the cool thing about it is that if you have to, you can sort of do like what Lorraine does now, where in a lot of your matchups you're just like playing to the board and looking to finish the game with like a board presence of all of these like humans and stuff, but also like you do have a great end game if you want it. Just like Lorraine does now, like you can lean into the Luxem part of your deck in the slower matchups, and I think that's really good too.
Yeah. I'm also going to try 1,000 Reflections again because I think that card is good. And
it's sweet. It's a sweet card.
I will keep trying until it works.
I don't know, man. So,
Let me have a cope.
Can you do that with the? Can you do that with the knife? Can you do 1,000 Reflections with the soul knife?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Does that work?
I think so. Right? Which one are you talking about? You're talking about the poison dagger?
No, the red soul knife that keeps coming back.
Oh,
yeah.
I
don't remember the text on that card. We can't read. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I want 1,000 Refractions to work too because it's super cool.
Yeah.
But
a card that just infinitely attacks. Like, come on.
Why couldn't they make it fucking warrior / assassin class bonus? Because
are you smoking crack?
Then well, it's a Luxem card, right? So Lorraine can't play it, but it would let Trisket play it, and then it would be really good because then it would be 3 every time. And that would be
really good.
Chef's kiss. But
okay. I would just say, anytime you put warrior on a card, you're really just irking me.
Yeah, Luxem warrior.
Yeah,
she's different. She's quirky, Steve. She's not like the other girls.
Oh god.
There's so many warrior cards where it's like it's just warrior, and I'm like, oh, why can't this also say tamer or like something else?
That's the cope.
I know. That is
I was just
that
talking about cope,
cope,
but stop talking about it.
Cope.
Get out of here. Why can't the broken cards also be tamer cards?
True. I mean,
true. I think FTC will give me some love there, but
you're getting a giant dragon, all right?
That's true.
And that card is nuts, so I think you're getting all the love you need.
Yeah, Trent, how are you feeling about Carl, our overlord?
Incredible. I'm
Carl.
Super excited for someone to attack me and be like, now you're attacking this guy now.
Mm-hmm. Play that, it's like...
Hymn of Gaia's Grace?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. That one.
Yeah. Oh, the card's amazing.
Yeah.
I've like one of my favorite cards to play because you get like you have Virtus probably in the same. Well, actually, I don't know if you do because he's a beast too, and you want to grind down.
First doesn't matter, right? Like, get him out.
Yeah.
It's just like playing this big. What is he? A 6'8"?
He's
Scarlet
a
6'8".
6'8",
Huge.
Spell Shroud, Vigor. He's got all the keywords.
Yeah, you like the first one your opponent attacks, you're like, haha, I'll play this Hymn of Gaia's Grace. You'll take 6 instead. And they're like, darn, you got me. And then they attack you with the next one. You're like, haha, I'll play this or Cry for Help. You're going to take another 6. Yeah, I'm into that for sure.
Oh, it's going to be good. And also, then you just go like, cool. Now you're attacking me. You're attacking Carl, and then on your turn you get to go Bestial Frenzy, wipe your board. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, they make that card finally playable.
Yeah.
So you have beasts to use it.
I forgot that was a card.
Yeah, it's a good one too. It's the worst part.
Yeah, I didn't open any of them.
I think I have one.
So I just cope, forget that exists because Sylvie's not playable.
It's
right
better.
now.
It's better to cope and forget that Sylvie exists. I think in current year, but 6 weeks. 6 weeks from now, we're dating our recording day here. But 6 weeks is when FTC comes out. We're right around the corner. So yeah, Trent, you think it's Wind Tamer? I think that's the wave.
I think so. I mean, with
like Effigy of Gaia is so good, right?
It really
it's
is.
Like about it. It's like,
Yeah.
why do you want to play Wind Tamer? It's like this one card in my material deck, but it's a pretty good one.
I was gonna say the Beastiers plus can't be sweeped ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
oh, rough. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, and Bedivere early. I think it just has a lot of good tools for getting to the late game where you can just him in Carl and win.
You think you're like a Beseech the Winds deck? I think it's like much more reasonable now.
I think so. Yeah. I think at that point you have to be.
You go like turn 1 Sylvie, whatever. Turn 2, get your Effigy of Gaia, play Beseech the Winds, get your Beastpawn ears. It's like pretty good.
That's
like
pretty good.
pretty strong. Now that you have more things that are free, right? Because like she couldn't really play Beseech the way that like Lorraine does, because Sylvie doesn't generate any card advantage.
Yeah.
But like when you're just using it to get a 0 cost, it's pretty good.
She does produce card advantage if you have beasts and animals.
And you're coping over there.
No. That's what I'm excited for. Is actually hitting level 2 and drawing 2 cards for once. Because you're gonna have Bedivere, who's a 1/4 who buffs your beasts. Like you'll have another beast in play maybe.
Okay, Grandpa. Let's
Hey,
get you to
come
bed.
Come on. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, no,
It'll be something.
I think Bedivere helps a lot for sure. Like usually they at least stick on board, which is way better than the adverse. Where it's like it's not like level 2 Sylvie was like, man, I only ever draw 1 card instead of 2. It's like no, you draw 0 actually most games that
and
you
you're
play.
hard leveling into it,
Right.
so it's like.
So you'll probably get 1. 1/4 is like kind of tough to deal with at level 2.
Yeah.
Especially if you go first, right?
Yeah.
Or play your Beseech or your Dungeon Guides or something. Turns out they made Dungeon Guide a good card in non-warrior decks.
Yeah.
Huh.
Shout out.
Wild.
Yeah. Well, great job. It's crazy. People can actually use that card and not untap their champion and kill you.
Playing it in Xander right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were playing it in Rye the other day.
I was. It's really good.
Yeah.
I play it. I don't. To be fair, I don't know if that video is going to see the light of day, but because
it was good though.
Well, the problem is like we recorded some gameplay, and one will, so I'm not going to spoil that one. But we recorded some gameplay where Mark and I were both playing Mage, and we played like 2 sets, like 2 matches, best 2 out of 3, and one of them went completely one way and one of them went completely the other way, and so it's just like that's not good TV. I think is tough. It's just like this is a 2-0 blowout, and then the next one is a 2-0 blowout, and nobody makes any game decisions. But one of those games I played double Dungeon Guide on turn 2, which is really stupid.
Yeah, just straight
Just
to
like,
3.
we're gonna be level 3 now.
Yeah, but I feel like Rye's the only deck that can actually do that and effectively work it, because it's just
good.
like a Dungeon Guide, 3 arcane cards.
Yeah.
Banished arcane cards.
Yep.
Dungeon Guide. 3 arcane cards. Banished arcane cards.
It was level 2 and I
on
was
board.
level
now
10,
I'm like
I think.
17.
Yeah, I went from 1 to 10, I think, in one turn. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm glad that they made that playable. I'm really I'm unsure post FTC. The only thing that because again, we're just looking at the menu, of course. The only thing that I can't really place is how good Mage is going to be, because it feels like at least like the traditional like fire mage decks, which is what everybody sort of leans towards now, aside from Copium, S tier, Wind Dry, thanks Limelight. I think Fire Mage doesn't get a whole lot from FTC, at least that I can like think of off the top of my head. Obviously, like Arcane Rye gets Voltic Surge, but other than that, it looks like they are probably on the lower end as far as supported archetypes go. They gave some more support to like the other ones, like of course S tier Wind Dry gets the new staff, which is like actually really good.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called, the Zephyr staff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm really unsure where they're gonna sit in the meta. It feels to me, I don't know if you guys feel the same. Like me and Steve have talked a lot about how much good water support there is in FTC, and how we think that like control decks are going to be on the rise because we have so much more, like tools to slow the game down. But something that I was thinking about today when, like I was getting ready to come here because I knew we'd be talking about this, is that aggro is like really good right now, like in DOA.
Yeah.
And control tools are getting better in FTC for sure. But the problem is when you're dealing with these like creature-based aggro decks, we have so little access to any form of sweeper.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if these water control decks that are like good at stopping you from casting Devastating Blow, and they're good at taking cards out of your hand, but they're still not really good at dealing with the board,
There are so many times where I've had to just chase down, like, Tidal Sweep isn't good.
It's terrible.
So, you have to, like, just try and draw into a freeze stiff with Nimue or something.
Right.
And you're only going 2 for 1. If they have a board full of allies, it's really tough staring that down.
Right. Yeah, so I really don't know where we're going to go as far as control there goes. So I think that might be the evolution of these mage decks, is they end up being the control deck rather than what we were sort of picturing this like disruptive water deck being. The nice thing about mage in general is that they have quite literally all of the sweepers in the game. Like every sweeper in the game is a mage spell. Purge and Flames, Anger the Skies, Ravaging Tempest. Even now, the new D-level fire card, what is that?
Yeah.
Enervate Energy? That's like 7 split however you want. So it's like all of the actual creature removal is ending up in Mage. They have all the best 1-for-1s too, like Focus Flames and Spontaneous Combustion.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because they don't have a really big ally presence at all.
Right.
So they have to have something to, keep them competitive on the board, and
Right.
it's just emptying their board too.
Yeah, the only thing that I feel like Mage is missing to do that is like, in my mind, I want it to play like, like some sort of, like blue-white control-esque deck, which of course I'm referencing God's Game, Magic the Gathering. Don't even get me started, but where you have like your deck is mono removal and about controlling the board, and then you have some like pretty innocuous way to efficiently end the game. But the problem that I've always had with Rye specifically, I guess, but these are only mage other than Merlin, in building towards that is that all of your kill conditions in Mage sort of require you to play one way or the other, right? They either require you to build towards an Erupting Rhapsody, or they require you to build towards levels for Arcane Blasts or Erratic Bolts or whatever. There's no like, card on its own that can end the game, unless you're like hard casting Advent of the Stormcaller or something like for 15. You're like, I'm level 3, I'll pay 12.
No, for sure. I think part of the thing that I was looking at when I was running Mill Merlin is just it's your only option. You don't really have a lot of options.
True, yeah.
There's no Arcane Blast. There's nothing that you can run in blue that has that same kind of just game ending effect.
Right.
So it's just a game of incremental advantage.
Right.
Which blue can get there, but it takes a lot longer.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe see something like playing, because the easiest win con that Steve and I have mentioned for these control decks is the fractal missile card, the one that deals damage equal to fractals you control.
Yep.
Is like a pretty easy way to end the game. So like maybe there's a world where you're playing like Arcane Rye, but you're really only playing Arcane Rye to like cast Anger the Skies because it's a board wipe, and you're playing a bunch of removal, and then you're a water deck that kills people with this, the refraction missile or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which
I don't
is sick.
It is sick,
Yeah.
to be fair.
It's definitely one of the decks that I've had on my radar
Right.
that I've been like, not like brewing, but like keeping in the back of my head, you know,
Right.
going through the files and whatnot. Like
Right.
when FTC comes out, if everyone's playing a certain way, I might try to
Right.
play it, you know.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying playing Mage, so I think I might lean towards that when we're, of course, in the cleric waiting room, as we are.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Cleric. I think Cleric's going to be awesome.
I think so too.
I just want Barrier Servant to be like the
I
best card
know,
ever.
bro. Shh, stop. We have to wait. We have to wait until we get all of our foil SB1 barrier
That's true.
sermons, and then we tell them. They're like, you're not thinking. I'm looking at that fucking menu. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, me too.
I'm looking at the cleric menu. There's, I'll tell that. You wait. I'll tell you guys. Something I wanted to say, but I realized I can't say that on the show. I'll tell you guys after the show.
Oh, I'm excited.
A way to insure. I'm gonna do some insurance to make sure that Weaves of Shore gives me what I want. You know what I mean. Anyways, what else? What else are we thinking about? I hear Warriors. Okay, we talked about everything
Yeah.
except for the menace.
Yeah.
It doesn't really change much. You just
Right.
get this new. You're going from wind to water probably because
Right.
of the new sword.
Yeah, Erendite's really good. I know
Yeah.
if Mark was on the show, he'd be ranting and raving about Water Mordred, which he's just so excited about. So,
Yeah.
He was saying he doesn't want to talk about it at all.
I
He's
know.
like, I don't want to talk
He's
about that.
such a maniac. You listen. He won't watch this show because he never does. You go on to Discord. Our beloved viewers. And you just like at Lineage Break Mark and tell him that you're like, we do know that Water Mordred is a deck that exists and
Just
that
say
people
you're
could
really
play.
excited for it. Just
Yeah,
say, I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
excited to play it. I think it's going to be good. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, what do you think about Water Mordred? Yeah. Do you think it's going to be good? And the man will have a catatonic meltdown.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like at the end of the day, like we only have so many. There's
there's
only
only-
so many tools in the shed. Like
Yeah.
someone has thought of all of them.
Right, there are 8 champions and there are 3 combinations. What is that? It's 24 decks. It's
yeah.
like there's only 24 decks. Somebody's thinking about the 24th. So that's the hard part too about sort of we're going to be going into this unsolved meta for FTC, and especially all of us are going to be going to Ascent, which is 3.5 weeks or something after FTC comes out.
Yeah, we're coming up
Yeah.
on it quick.
But there's only 24 decks.
Yeah.
So we can reasonably explore most of them and try to find which one we like the best. But
Yeah.
but now we get into the there's also prismatic whatever.
Prismatic domain thing.
Yeah, that one.
I think that's going to be really
So
cool.
now there's way more than 24 decks because now you can play multicolor and
Fire Water Merlin.
yeah. Just don't get too blown up by your opponent playing, Spurned Ash or whatever, and just destroying your
Anything
domain.
that blows it up for action.
I guess Spurned Ash doesn't do it, right? Because it's a 2 cost, the prismatic domain.
Yeah.
I'm putting main deck disintegrates in my deck. Duh! Yeah. So, we'll see. I don't know how I feel. Warrior is probably the one that I'm looking at the least. Just because Steve, I think, is right that I don't know that she changes much. Obviously, she gets some more tools, and you can either lean into the water plan and play these sort of more disruptive, more attack-based game plan, or you can just stay with good old trusty wind and just
Just
phalanx captain
just
the
add
boards
your
don't
parsonets into the deck, and then you just continue to play warrior or
Right.
humans out. And
Yeah,
Also have this.
I'm gonna draw 15 cards, and then I'm gonna play 15 allies,
Right.
and you're never gonna be able to target any of them. Good luck.
Yeah, I think that Lorraine is the biggest loser, period, and stop. But I mean, because control getting better is worse for that human tribal deck, right?
Yeah.
Where all she really does, especially now when they're doing Ascension, draw 15 cards, whatever. Always their end game to kill you is either playing an Ensoul or playing this wide board that unless they can play enough to kill you literally in one swing. Like they play all of the creatures, they attack you that turn and you die. Any of these decks that are leaning more into board control are just gonna, wipe the floor with it, right? Like if we're playing this Arcane Rye deck exclusively to cast Anger the Skies, they'll probably cast Anger the Skies, and you'll be pretty upset about it, So I'm not sure where she's gonna sit. I mean, obviously the deck is very powerful, so it's gonna be hard to make it bad, but I think Wind Lorraine is probably not getting a whole lot.
I'm just hoping that all the other decks come up to her.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't need her to be shut off.
Right.
Just bring the other 3 up.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like super confident, especially how they handled this the wake up change, that they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because I've said it a couple of times on the show, and I can't be too nice, but I think that the way that they handled the wake up change is like not anything that I really would have thought of, and it was like deceptively smart. Change to the game where everybody was, calling for this dungeon guide ban because it's so broken. Where like this wake up change just makes that card like way more fair because it's just as good in everybody else now than it is in Lorraine. So I think that they have a pretty good eye for game balance. So hopefully you're right, and Lorraine continues to be strong, and they just sort of bring the other 3 decks up to match her, which I think they will. And even some of the, like I do think, you should let him know, Mark, on Discord that like Mordred decks are going to be pretty good. And obviously Arendite is very strong, so it's cool to be supporting these Lineage Break champions. Obviously Merlin is a special example where, she's no longer a Lineage Break champion, but...
sir, I got to cut you off
Tristan?
Here. Lineage Break isn't a thing anymore.
Right, that's true. Yeah, it's not real. She's not a, but like, so here's my question, right? Since Lineage Break isn't real anymore, right?
Yeah.
What do you call these level 2 only champions? Do you say that? Because that's too much of a mouthful.
I think you have to now.
We are supporting in Fractured Crown the level 2 champions that do not have a level 3 with their name on it.
Correct.
That's the official title that we're going with, so.
Well, we're not changing the name of the podcast to that.
Well, I thought I could fit it, So.
I thought we were.
I
thought that this was that discussion.
It's like a manga title, It's like 86 words long, and we're like, we scroll it on the screen every time.
That time my Lineage Break character got a new title, and it's now.
That time I leveled up to 2, but also that time that I could not level up to 3 because I do not have a level 3 with my name on it. There you go. That's the name of our new podcast. Somebody make a shirt with that on it. That's what we'll do. That'll be the first Lineage Break t-shirt for sure. Just the scrolling text.
Wall of text.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to chat about as in regards to
honestly,
FTC stuff?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think we've touched on everything. Obviously the fractal deck is going to be a thing,
right?
In some variant or one other. I was excited for it because I'm excited for control, but honestly, I think I'm less excited now that other prospects are coming up,
right?
And I'm thinking about other things like the Rye deck and Wind Assassin and stuff like that. So I'm thinking it's just it's going to be a fun deck for sure, but I don't know if it's going to be the deck like I was saying for the last few weeks.
I hope it's not, because it's going to be the deck that I'm playing, but I never want it to be, the deck, right? I hate being number one. But yeah, I agree. I think the thing that I'm most excited about, which is not not the dev team doing a good job, can't say that. Just a card game getting bigger means that something that I never really like is that, now we talk about, we say stuff like Wind Lorraine, right? Which is, very descriptive in DOA because the card pool is so small.
Yeah.
But I, really hope that we get to the point where decks are decks and not just color combination hero, where, Wind Lorraine could mean, 2 or 3 different things because, the card pool is wide enough that there's 2 or 3 wind-based Lorraine decks, the Fractals deck is just a blue deck that you're playing A class because it doesn't really matter which one you're playing, and so I think that that's really exciting that we'll hopefully just get more deck diversity because we said, we going back on our own words 5 minutes ago, we said there's only 24 decks, right? But that's thinking of it in a confined space where there's only color combination hero.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's just way more than that where there's,
Yeah, that's a really
different archetypes.
That's a really good point. I mean, like I'll say Fire Allen, but everybody knows I'm
We know what
running
you
Erupting
mean.
Rhapsody.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like,
we know it's the Erupting Rhapsody deck that's playing, like creatures in the early game, right?
Yeah.
But like maybe at some point that's not the case,
Yeah.
which would be cool.
Yeah, and it's also nice because you say like you'll have to say Erupting Allen versus like I guess allies.
Yeah, like
Allen,
aggro
like
Allen or mid-range Allen, stuff like that. Yeah.
I think that's good.
Crawl Allen. That's not real. You can't even do that. It's illegal. Well, it's not illegal. It's just very bad. In fact, you just can't cast any of those cards. You can put them in your deck though. That's legal.
Yeah.
You just have a terrible time.
Terrible 60.
Yeah.
I'm in fact not playing anything but the tarot cards in my 60.
You just like hope that your opponent plays something that reveals your hand, and they just like have a stroke. They're just like, "What am I looking at? You're playing Allen. Why do you have 8 tarot cards in your hand?" Yeah, it's about the mental damage.
Well, it's that when you flip them over for like their prismatic edge, they're like,
they don't get anything.
Yeah, that's
why you're playing them. You're like, oh, you don't have any fire cards in your memory. You also don't have any castable cards. Got them.
I'm just gonna attack you with this swift recruit 25 times.
Yeah, that. See, now we're cooking. Right? Now we've made it past it. We're looking at the secret menu for sure. That's the animal style. That's animal style.
That's good.
The only it's
we're
just,
trademarking that right now.
It's
animal style Allen for sure.
56 tarot cards, 4 rebellious bulls.
Now we're thinking. Now we are cooking. Animal style Allen. That's going to be the new meta. No matter what deck you're playing, even if you're not playing Allen, we're calling it animal style Allen.
I'm going to show up with it one week.
Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, it'll be the week, so we get a new influx of new players. That's when you can break out the animal style Allen. They're like, why are you just not playing the game?
You're going to do what I did and just start like inting on purpose and then get mad that you're inting on purpose. Because everyone has immediately learned the game better than they ever did the first couple weeks.
Now's the time, right? We've officially, sadly, run out of event packs. So no need to sweat anymore. So now's the time that we're all just running it down. I'm putting together animal style Allen right now, playing 56 tarot cards today. Yeah, no event packs instead.
Is there even enough tarot to play 56?
No, definitely not. It's like maybe 8 tarot cards or something. And that's what, times 4?
There's definitely some other ones.
Yeah?
That, like you're not thinking. Like Invoke Dominance.
Ooh, that's a heater.
Arima. You've got Metal Bloom Dryad.
Who has a playset of Arima at this point?
Honestly, Mark and I do, but only because we specifically collected
I
a
don't,
master set.
for sure.
That's it.
I have a singular Arima.
I had a foil one. I got rid of it.
I should have gotten rid of all my foils already.
It was too much money. I sold it for like $120.
So I thought the same thing until I learned that the Path of Silver, if you just had like a one of all the foils, we should have just saved all of our foils. Now I wish I had saved all of them. Instead, we got rid of them immediately.
Trent, I didn't realize this was the case. I thought only Mark couldn't read. I didn't know that you both couldn't read.
Wait, does that mean there's not a...
and I can read others.
Okay, I see.
There's not a singular brain cell in any of Lineage break? None of us know how to read?
We don't have the 2 brain cells to rub together. We just have the one that goes in a circle,
I never get it either. It's never in my head.
Yeah. You only need like 1 copy for Path of Silver. I think I could maybe not be able to read too.
No, I thought it was you need a full play set. You're making a full deck, and I was just like, oh no, I can't compete with those other people.
Yeah, it's just like combinations of cards, but I think it says on the thing that a card cannot be in 2 categories.
Yeah.
Which means you can't run multiples of the same card because otherwise, or maybe you can. I don't know.
It depends, right?
I don't know.
It like
it's
the
very
same
odd.
Card name,
Yeah.
Or is it like the card itself is an object?
I don't know.
This is why I'm only going to be sticking to steel. Trademark.
Well,
you can hold me to that. I will never be a Path of Silver participant.
I have a Path of Silver ticket, and I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Why?
I bought it for you by accident. Because you were out getting schmoozered, and I...
You bought a Path of Silver ticket?
Right. I bought a Path of Silver ticket in a panic, because I was like, I need to get one for Steve, or he's going to miss out. But it's the one at the top of the page, so I just hit the button, I hit checkout real quick, and then like 15 seconds later, I was like, fuck. And then so I did it again, and I bought you out a steel ticket. So now I just have a silver ticket that I'm like, I guess I'm going to cash in for the Hasties, you know?
Yeah.
I guess that's all I'm doing. I'm going to say, hey, Sil, sorry. I'll take my promos.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I was going to say I could let you borrow the foils, but I don't.
I just don't want to be that guy,
anymore.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, but I am going to be that guy and take my promos. But I also don't want to be that guy because I know, you know, and you know who you are. There's going to be like a dozen people who are like, I submitted 50 refurbished. And like, I couldn't be that guy. And there's only one guy that should be able to do that, and that's the guy that's like doing it with foils. He currently has like 28 or something. And I'm
he
like,
needs like 44 more or something like that. He's like,
I've won for him for
Nice.
sure. He said that Webway Games is 12 hours away and he was going to drive yesterday.
I don't know if that. Yeah.
I hope he shows up like soon.
He said, unfortunately, I'm working today. And I said, well, I got one for you, and it's free if you come pick it up. It's a $7 card. You're going to drive 12 hours for a $7 card.
He could have made the tournament if he left at 6
But
a.m.
I
this
refuse to
morning.
ship it. It belongs to that man for free, but I refuse to ship it to him.
It just means that he's either driving the 12 hours or he's waiting until Ascent.
Wait until Ascent. I'll bring it with me at Ascent, and if you're going to be there. All right.
Well, I mean, if
I guess that's true. He's doing the
right.
Yeah.
But
Don't you do that to me.
I just did.
All right, that's fair.
Anyways,
Well, so that's all we have for the show this week, guys. We have hopefully, I don't know, maybe you'll see this at some point. Some cool stuff that we're doing. We have some gameplay recorded. We have one other thing that I don't want to announce yet because I'm not supposed to, but that'll be happening
soon. TM.
Yeah.
Also, I have to obligatory shill myself. July 29th, I will be doing live commentary for the Red Rat Games Regional in the Great White North of Canada. So look forward to that. That'll be on their channel, all that good stuff. Anything else we need to shill?
Webway Games, Marlborough, Massachusetts.
That's true. That's where we're
Come
we're
down.
here.
We play every Friday at 6:30.
Free foil refurbished to the first person that drives 12 hours.
Free foil for refurbish.
You have to show us like the odometer though. That's like, you know.
Yeah. You have to give us your license, and we'll
Verify it by like
Yeah.
Google
or
Maps it.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is 11:56. Tough
Not
luck.
good enough. All right. That's all we have.
Have a good one, guys. I'm having the stroke now. God.
Say bye, Trent.
All right. Bye, Trent.